okay.
How's it feel to be back in football?
Feels great. You know, I'm extremely excited to come to be out here and work with the players for the first time. Our coach is excited, and I'm just rearing to get out there. Quite honestly.
How would you describe the approach you want your players to take the next 3 days?
I think these next 3 days are about fundamentals, technique. Again, this is a teaching camp. We're not going to conquer the world over these next 3 days, but this is a teaching camp. We talked about that this morning with the players. Again, it's fundamentals, it's technique, it's our basic information, our basic installation. It's getting out here. It's getting in and out of a huddle, quarterback-center exchange, ball security. The basic elements of football. Because if you don't have that as a foundation, we really can't do much after that. So.
Brian, what went into the AAF guys?
I think the guys we brought in, they had some success in the AAF, and they're good players. They're good people, and they'll come in and have an opportunity to show what they can do, and if they can help this team win games, and they'll be out there. That's for sure.
Brian, how would you sum up what you saw in phase 1 of the season program?
Well, phase 1 we don't really. We don't get to see them, very much. They're in there with the strength coaches for the most part, strength training. Our coaches get them a little bit in some meetings. So that was good. That part of it was good. I think we've got a group that, they work hard. They're, eager to learn. It's a new system for everyone. And I think they've done a good job over these first couple of weeks, but it's so early. You can't make a determination of this guy can do this, that guy can do that. I mean, we haven't even stepped on the field yet.
Brian, the roster looks relatively thin. You don't even have enough offensive linemen to put together 2 lines. How do you address that with 7 draft picks?
Right now my focus is on getting out there for practice with the with the players we have, and the guys we have. Whether it's, however many or however little, we're going to do everything we can to help those guys improve, help those guys become the best version of themselves. And, we'll worry about, draft and things of that nature when we get to that. I think I'm I tell those guys, take it one play at a time. I got to practice what I preach. So that's kind of my objective and my goal here over the next few days.
Where are Jakeem Grant and Albert Wilson in their recoveries from injury?
Those guys are working extremely hard to get back out on the field. They're in here a lot. They're in here. They're doing everything they can do to get back on the field. Hopefully we see them out there, as soon as possible.
Brian, you guys have the international player, the Brazilian, I believe, Nato.
Q. Yep.
Yeah. How do you work with a guy when he might not have football instincts?
I think this is a great time for him to be here because it's strictly fundamentals, it's strictly technique, it's the most basic part of the football where you're laying a foundation down. So I talked to him yesterday and I said this is a great time for you to be here. He'll be working hand placement, footwork. You'll learn the basics of our defense and from that standpoint and. I'm excited to have him. He's a good-looking young kid, and we'll work with him, and we'll try to get look from what he's been here a day. So the time I spent with him, he seems like he's eager to learn. He's eager to put in a lot of effort, and we'll try to maximize his potential, which I think there's something there.
Brian, how important is it to have a veteran like Brian Patrick in here, quarterback, considering the transition of this team right now, and is he the anticipated starter going into the season?
I think Ryan's a great leader. He's shown that already. He's been in this league a long time. He's smart. He works hard. He embodies a lot of the qualities we're looking for in our players. Not even our players, everyone in this organization. That leadership. It's something that I think this team needs. I think every team needs that. We need that from not just one player. We need that from everyone on the roster. I think to me leadership is you don't have to be a rah-rah guy to lead. You got to work hard and put the team first. And I think we got a group of guys who do that. I think that'll help us. And I think he kind of leads the way from that standpoint.
I'm sorry. What have the last 2 months been like for you?
They've been a lot of fun. You know, I'm living a dream. So it's you know, there's a lot going on. You know, to be in this position, you know, you're dealing with, you know, players, coaches. You know, Chris and I work. You know, we talk, you know, daily on a daily basis about, you know, over the last 2 months. Obviously, we had free agency and draft and combine and 30 visits, and you know, those have all been parts of this process that I haven't dealt with before. But you know, kind of going through it's been good, and it's been a learning process. And you know, like the players, I try to learn and improve every day. You know, I tell them to do that. Again, I practice what I preach, so I've learned and try to improve on a daily basis, and I'll continue to do that.
Does it enter a different phase today when you step on the field? Is this kind of a different category for you?
Well, this enters the phase that I'm used to and I enjoy the most. I'm passionate about coaching football. So today is a special day to me. It's a special day for me, for this team, and I'm excited to come out here and do what I love to do, which is coach football.
Aside from Grant and Jakeem, is there anyone else that won't be working today or you don't expect to be working today?
You know, this is, you know, I'll just this is a voluntary camp. So obviously, you know, we've had a pretty good, you know, we've had most of the guys here. I'll tell you this, you know, just being frank and honest, which I'm going to try to do that with you guys. Rashad Jones won't be here today, and he and I have been in constant communication. And I'm aware that he's not going to be here. But with that said, like I've said already, I'm going to coach the guys who are here. I'm going to help those guys, you know, improve. Our coaching staff's going to do the same, you know, that's that.
Do you see Rashad as part of the organization that you're building?
Yeah, he's here, and he's part of the organization. And again, I don't want to make this you know, he and I have been in constant communication. So again, it's voluntary. He made it. You know, he made a decision to train somewhere else, and you know, it's voluntary. There's not, you know, not much we can do about it, and you know, that's where that is.
So I guess from your understanding, it's not based on his roster status. It's
No.
something he decided separately.
Yeah, exactly. But he and I obviously communicated about it, and and it's voluntary. You know, so that's where it is. It's not the first time, you know, a guy hasn't showed up to a voluntary camp, guys. It's voluntary. So.
You know, Rashad had surgery in February. Is that a factor into it as well?
Yep. I mean, I would say, I mean, there's a few factors, but I would say that, you know, Rashad, you know, he's obviously rehabbing the shoulder, and he's training. I mean, he's been here. He looks good. He's been in all the meetings. And that's been good, you know, and I think he's, you know, learning all the terminology and learning the defense, and that's been good. So, you know, it's part of the process.
So you're okay with it, or you're disappointed, or what?
I'm focused on the guys who are here. That's where I'm at. So that's where I'm at. So the guys who are here, I'm going to coach them. I'm going to coach them hard. I'm going to try to help them improve, and that's kind of my stance on that.
Is Rashad upset about anything?
We'd have to talk to Rashad about that.
Brian, one last thing on Rashad. Has he indicated if he wants to be on the team next year, or has he asked for you to, you know, try to move him in a trade?
You know, I'm going to tell you guys this. My conversations with our players, I'm going to keep them private, and I'm going to leave it right there.
How have you gone about, you know, managing responsibility from the draft, free agency, those type of things, and, you know, like you said, your favorite part of football?
That part of it's been good, and I think delegating is something that's, I want to say, it's newer in this role. You know, I've delegated in the past in some other roles, but it's different in this role. But I've got a lot of people on this staff that I trust. So delegating to them is, you know, it's pretty seamless for me. It's not, you know, a huge issue, but a lot of the things, obviously, I want everything run by my desk, and you know, kind of, you know, the way I want things. So yeah, I mean, I think it hasn't been an issue.
Coach, have you felt how hot it is out there? Is that a change?
I enjoy the heat. So that's not going to be an issue for me at all, guys. I've heard that over and over and over again since I've been here, and we'll see how hot it gets. But that's never really been an issue for me.
Any other players aside from Wilson and Grant physically that aren't able to go yet?
Well, again, I'm gonna, from a that standpoint, I'll kind of the injury report comes out at some when's that, in September? So we'll go with that.
Brian, when you first got in front of the team, what were, say, 2 or 3 players to kind of set the tone?
Let's focus on improving. Let's focus on our technique. Let's focus on our fundamentals, and let's establish a practice tempo that will be, because again, practice execution becomes game reality. I firmly believe that. That's something I've learned over the years. So let's establish a practice routine, establish practice habits, and focus on improvement. That's probably 4 or 5 bullet points, but that's kind of was the crux of our conversation this morning.
Obviously, Rashad's absence impacts Minka because Minka, you wanted to cross-train him at cornerback and at safety, or at least it seems so. Does he now have to primarily focus on safety?
Minka's going to play multiple roles. I don't think, someone being out of lineup would affect that too much at this time. Again, this time of year we're not going to be in and out of crazy alignments or defensive. We're not going to be in our exotics, I would say. This is not the time for that. This is about, again, fundamentals and, technique and basic information installation. So, not really.
Brian, how important do you see this time of year in terms of establishing the foundation and, as you mentioned, the practice?
I think every day counts. Every day counts. I think every day is a day to improve and a day to get better. And, I think any situation or, anytime we can improve is the difference between getting 4th and 1 and not getting 4th and 1. So, yeah, I think this counts, and I'm excited about it, and hopefully we can, win today.
Brian, draft preparation, how different is it between defensive coordinator and head coach?
Again, right now my focus is on going out here in 15 minutes and working on helping these guys improve. So again, I'm a one play at a time guy. That's what I tell the players. I got to practice what I preach. So that's kind of where my focus is. I understand the question. I know that's coming up, and
you're just speaking as a guy who loves today, who lives for coaching,
right.
But you've got the draft duties also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Time during the week. Has that been a big change? Has that been difficult? Is it a little bit of a distraction, or how would you describe that?
I would describe it as part of the job. I've got to compartmentalize. I think you guys have talked about that already. I've got a myriad of things I need to do. The draft process is one of them. The meetings with the players is another one. And then there's various things that I'm in charge of, I would say, or things that I have to do. So that's part of the job, and that part of it's it's fun too. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Final question, guys. What level of input do you have when does Chris come to you and say, hey, we like these 5 guys, which ones do you like the most? How does that work?
Chris and I are in constant communication. Whether it's on the phone, whether he's in my office, I'm in his office. We're in constant communication about players, draft, free agency, AAF players. So he and I have a really good relationship. We're aligned on a lot of the things that we're looking for in players. He's excited about seeing the guys come out here today, and that's kind of it's been a pretty good, not pretty good, a very good working relationship.
All right, thanks guys. We'll come to about 15 minutes for practice.
Thank you.
All right, guys.